Hi, everybody. My apologies. Running quite late, but at the same time, y'all know how this goes by now. Come on, there we go. All right, let's get to it. So, as promised, to make up for the fact that there was no scrapyard, we're gonna go ahead and do ABC builds, and it's gonna be on a kit that I have been meaning to work on for quite some time now, which is the origin version of one of my favorite things ever, the Char Zaku 2. So I have been meaning to work on this specific kit for a while now. And I am looking forward to finally getting around to doing exactly that. Here's hoping this won't take me for friggin' ever. I do have things I gotta get to tomorrow, technically today. So let's go ahead. And get things ready to go. Go, 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 go. Alright, so close this up. Alright, let's get everything out of the bag. PlayStation still on. Okay, so I need. I need nothing the A2. So let's see how all this is gonna go. So as per usual, the two-step method. Go ahead and get stuff out. Yeah, it's painfully obvious. It has been a while since I've done this. But it's also been a while since I've talked with you guys. So how are you guys doing? Um, I saw Deadpool and Wolverine recently, and well, that's technically not true. I've seen it twice since the last time I've actually gotten on a stream. And for starters, it's a fantastic film. I enjoyed it from start to finish. Is it the cure to the superhero fatigue that I've been looking for? No, it is not, and I'm not going to pretend that it is because we all know that the superhero fatigue is something that's going to take a lot more effort to make basically go away, specifically for me. Now, that said, I have been enjoying the MonsterVerse a lot more, and I've been going back and rewatching those films a lot more, and they're fun little movies. And I'm a personal believer that if you can't have fun at a movie theater, then you really need to learn to just keep your opinions to yourself because At that point, you're only making yourself look like an idiot every single time you try to state it like it's a fact that the movie's gonna flop. And then the audience scores come out, and we end up finding out that this was an absolute smash success. That seems to happen with you guys a lot, and I'd hope you've learned by now that no matter what, the audience score is what matters the most. So, yeah, hopefully y'all are going to take the fact that GXK is basically going to be my film of the year, just for one, and for two, swore you guys swore up and down that that movie was going to fail. Well, look who ended up on the winning side of that little argument. No comments yet, and that's honestly perfectly fine. I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna chat for a little while, see who will chime in and listen. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I can tell. I probably won't be on stream for super long tonight. Because, again, mainly my own fault. I'm running late. There we go. But yeah, like I said, mainly my own fault. I'm running late. So go now. Back to this. Pluck out this. And I know that my way of doing it isn't exactly the most quote unquote conventional way of doing it, but the way I see it, if it works for me, it works for me. PC. Now, one thing I've learned through building a lot of these model kits is that no matter what, the model kits are always a little on the jankier side when they are forced to use polycaps. I learned in my model kit building career that if the polycaps aren't there, you generally have a much easier time with the kit as a whole, especially when it comes to long term, longevity. So at that point, it makes more sense to put in the work when you are not constantly frustrated with the kit because you're just trying to figure out how to get it all fit together. And well, say la vie. Now, for those who are probably asking why Scrapyard has been off the air for quite some time, well, to put it quite simply, life sucks. And a lot of things happen behind the scenes for a good majority of the cast that basically, well, to put it lightly, force our hand. And we really had to kind of take a backseat from our usual shenanigans to get our lives in order. But of course, I don't want to keep you guys waiting for super, super long because let's face it, you guys do deserve to have Scrapyard as often as humanly possible. Whether or not we can provide that to you, well, that's that's the penultimate question now, isn't it? Anyways, so yeah, we've been gone mainly because life as a whole has royally been kicking us in the ass. And the one thing I don't want to do is basically just bore you guys to tears already. Not that you aren't already, but basically bore you guys to tears with whatever the hell is going on with me. Because let's face it, you're not here. You you're here for me, but you're not here for me. If that makes any sense. And because of the fact that I know damn well you guys are only really here to either watch me fail at this or just to kind of see what I'm doing and mainly focus on what I'm doing, ultimately doesn't matter. I appreciate y'all because you give me a reason to do this. With that said, I will attempt to answer a few questions as far as what has been going on with specifically us in the background. And to put it basically bluntly, a lot has gone down in the background to a point where some of us genuinely, one of us I can at least confirm for sure lost a member of their family to death, and it's unfortunate. So when we do come back to Scrapyard, we will definitely be doing the moments of silence for these people. There's also the loss of Peter Renaday and James Earl Jones. So those two are definitely going to be getting a moment of silence. Basically, typical Scrapyard community vibes where anybody that was lost within the community, they get honored by us the only other way we really know how, which is to give them a moment of silence. What's up, Bricks? If you want to get in on this, let me know and I will send you a link. I see nobody else is joining in. It's not yet. It would be nice if I could have other people to talk to. Okay, so that's all done. Nothing yet. Anyways, so yeah, Bricks, buddy, if you wanna join in, by all means, let me know and I'll send you the link. This is totally 100% optional. No one has to. I'd appreciate it, but you don't have to. All right, let's go ahead and get. Basically, what I'm doing here is I'm mainly just working on doing the cleanup before I start assembling things. And given I'm trying to do this on like super late at night, I definitely need to be paying attention to what I'm doing so I don't accidentally end up screwing something up. Because let's face it, if there's anything you don't want to do, is you don't want to be building a kit. Let me go ahead and get that link to you. So give me just one moment. There we go. All right, you got the link. So whenever you get in, we will go from there. All right. So let us do C2, C3. Shift, shift, shift. All right. So scrapyard community. We care about our community members, and therefore we will always give the moment of silence for a family member that has passed on. So if there's somebody that passed on in your family that you want us to honor on the show, we would be more than happy to do so. I see a lot of flash on these. Definitely not a good sign. So, you'd think I'd learn by now. Whoops. Yeah. Can you tell it's late for me? There we go. Hi.
Hello.
Let me see if I can fix the view layout.
As you can hear, I am very tired.
As am I.
Hmm.
And so, anyways, how you doing? How you doing, Bricks?
Um. Fine.
Basically, I was sitting here telling the void that there are certain things within the scrapyard community that we do just because, well, we're a community and that's what we do.
Yeah, I caught that.
So yeah, like honestly, if there's any other questions you may or may not have, now is your chance to answer them, or now is your chance to ask them so I can answer them. Wow, DC, it is way too.
Not really. The only question I have is, how are you doing? How have you been?
I'm okay. I'm as okay as okay can be. A lot is going on my end. Like some things I would honestly much rather keep off of here.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to. I just wanted to know how you were because we only have chatted very briefly on Instagram because we've both been so busy.
Yeah, and honestly, I should be reaching out a lot more, especially given my mental health at some point took a tank and literally just took a nosedive.
Yeah. Any thoughts on the reveals or anything that happened with PulseCon so far?
Um, well, for those who know that I have been trying desperately to get caught back up on quite a few characters, I am ecstatic at the fact that Ramjet is finally coming.
Yeah, that's the only one from the new wave I actually pre-ordered. But that being said, I did also pre-order the PulseCon exclusive.
The Dino King.
Yeah, caught
I'm
me hook, line, and sinker for that one.
Yeah, that's one where I'm definitely going to be picking it up myself when I have an opportunity to. Because again, there's a lot going on my end that kind of prohibits me from doing it immediately, at least right now.
Well, it's not supposed to ship out till November 1st, so
So yeah, that gives me plenty of time. Just because there's a thing I didn't flip out.
It's just perfect for me because I don't own any of the core class Dinobot molds.
Well, you're in luck because the core class Dinobot molds are kind of a banger. I never got to review the molds myself, so I can't fully speak to their greatness, but I can definitely confirm I had the whole set at one point. I can flat out confirm it is a banger and a half.
So yeah, I've been interested in trying out the Dinobot Combiner, but I thought if they end up doing a boxed set, that'll be the perfect time. And then it wasn't just a box set they did; it was a box set of a character I care more about than Volcanicus.
Yeah, exactly. That's ultimately what was the driving force behind that because obviously people who didn't know and were genuinely, fucking clueless, they just went into it going, why the hell is Grimlock a leg? He needs to be the torso. This is the dumbest thing ever. Well, now you imbeciles who are clearly uneducated know precisely why they did that.
Because now it's accurate to Transformers Victory.
Woo! Yeah, anybody who knows me knows I've been very vocal about my disdain with how Hasbro treats Victory. I mean, for fuck's sake, they viewed.
You could say they need a victory
How is it that I'm the actual dad here and you're the one telling all the dad jokes?
because that's just the way I am.
This is the way.
Well, I'm excited for Dino King because I've been eager for more Transformers Victory Japanese characters to put along with the whole display I've been putting together.
Yeah, and honestly, like if it makes you happy, then that's ultimately the only thing that should matter at that point is if it makes you happy.
Yep. Plus, also, I'm a sucker for combiners.
Oh yeah, trust me.
Combiners are probably my favorite, like, of all the gimmicks and whatever Hasbro has ever come up with, combiners had always been my favorite one.
Well, I mean, there's no question as to why combiners as a gimmick is just fun.
Yeah, it's like me and my friends realize, my personal friend group that live here in my area, they all of us seem to have an individual gimmick all of us seem to gravitate toward. I have one friend who's really into the headmaster thing. Another friend is really into triple changers, which, again, understandable on that one. And then I'm the guy who's really into combiners.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if you're willing to kind of step outside of the more official realm and really start digging into the third party realm, TFC has done some damn impressive combiners.
I have the Warbatron Bruticus.
He's a banger too.
Yeah, that's the third party combiner I have for Bruticus.
Yeah, honestly, I've kind of just come to grips with the fact that I'm probably never going to get a Predaking in the scale that I want. So I'm perfectly content with Unique Toys Warlord. I need to
Mm.
figure out a way to tighten and stiffen all of his joints because he's a loose, floppy mess. But at the end of the day, I still enjoy it from an aesthetic standpoint. I love the way the thing looks, as long as I don't touch him.
Also, I don't know if they're actually going to reveal it during on Tuesday or not, but um I am excited for the Studio Series 86 Devastator that got announced for next year.
Yeah, I have my grievances with that. That you know what? No, I'll take this as an opportunity to get them out of the way, so that nobody's asking me during scrapyard next week. How do you feel about the fact that Devastator got postponed? here's how I feel. Hasbro, why did you bother getting us all hyped up only to basically yank the rug from right underneath us and say, "Oh, we're actually not going to show it to you." Like, if there was a reason why, I would kind of actually, I'd rather just want to know the reason why you chose not to show the Devastator.
Actually, I think I know the reason why. I noticed Hasbro's been doing this more and more, but I noticed that the reveal of Devastator happened to happen roughly around the same time of the leaked listing of the commander class with the two with Hook and Long Haul. And so I think it's their way of trying to, even though they're technically not allowed to show anything off yet, they're probably just announcing stuff so they can get ahead of the curve on the leaker people. Because I think that's the other reason why they introduced the whole space bridge reveal thing, even though originally they only revealed stuff solely through prototypes and render images. They're like, oh, we need to start like getting ahead of the curve on leakers. Because I did notice all throughout PulseCon and the San Diego Comic Con exclusives, most of the reveals have all been genuine surprises, and they weren't like things that had been leaked and were checking off a list.
And well, yeah, that's definitely a good thing. At the end of the day, they kind of just sat there and like we knew they said that they were going to show the Devastator at PulseCon at San Diego Comic Con. It got us all excited, something that we really genuinely wanted to see. And then when PulseCon comes around, they didn't show it. So naturally, people are looking at it like, well, WTF? Like, what's going on?
Are you talking about PulseCon or San Diego Comic Con? Oh, BC has fallen. I, Starscream, have now taken over the live stream. But I'm not building a model kit right now.
That was strange. My phone decided to just lock itself.
That was a little random. I just saw you freeze. Were you talking about reveal at San Diego Comic Con or during PulseCon?
No, I was talking about the fact that they were supposed when they said at San Diego Comic Con that they were going to show Devastator at PulseCon. It got so many people hyped up, and then just to find out that they weren't actually going to show it,
It's
and
gonna
that yeah, I can more than understand why people are a little more upset about it because,
He's
well,
supposed to be shown on Tuesday.
yeah, that's the big claim, but who's to say they're not going to decide to pull the rug on that too?
Who knows? I mean, it's the 40th anniversary. They've probably been saving a lot of big reveals for that, which some people are also theorizing that they might have a new update on Reactivate that they've been saving.
I personally doubt that, but that is just me, and I will openly admit that due to the fact that it could literally just be me. Like I said, one of my big things when it comes to buying products from any company is whether or not they can keep their word. And unfortunately, this is like what the fourth or fifth time that Hasbro has said one thing and then chose to do another and kind of just expected us to deal with it. It's not exactly showing any form of good faith. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here and saying that Hasbro Pulse absolutely have to do this, this, and this, even if there are specific reasons as to why they can't. Like I'm well aware there are specific areas of which Hasbro simply just cannot cross that board. Believe me, I'm well aware. But take a moment to consider one thing: we're paying money for their product. We listen to what they say, and we try to take it as gospel. When they're consistently choosing to go back and double back on their word, it makes us less trustworthy of them, to the point where now all of a sudden anything they say is always going to be taken with a grain of salt, even if it's coming directly from the designers themselves. No disrespect to BMAC, Evan, and Mark at all, because like they're good dudes. Like they've gone on record multiple times saying, we are just as much like you guys. We get it, and like that's something I've always appreciated about those guys.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not very impatient on getting reveals on like the 86 Devastator and stuff like that. The only thing I've been impatient with is, and again, it's probably going to be a really shiz figure, but I don't really care either way at this point. But it's the Dark of the Moon hatchet.
Yeah,
Because
that I can kind of understand.
Mark did confirm that it is still on the way, but that's all he mentioned. So like it's just a matter of time, I guess.
Yeah, well, hopefully that we can still trust the leaks that came out, because Hackett has been in dire need of getting out there. He's been in need of a better toy, something bigger than that stupid Cyberverse one. Like I get some people love pocket scale. I get it. I understand. But in my personal opinion, Cyberverse was some of the worst pocket scale Transformers I've ever come across.
The only Cyberverse, like being completely honest, the only Cyberverse toys that were actually fun were really the deluxes, and then maybe a few of the, oh, what was it, the warrior class or whatever it was. A couple of those were pretty fun to mess around with, but it was mostly the deluxes was where it was at.
Yeah, and again, when it came to Dark of the Moon, Cyberverse Commander, and Cyberverse Legion, again, if you're into pocket scale, I got nothing against you. You already are very much looking at it from the standpoint of they're cool little dudes, and Hatchet was probably one of your favorites. Me personally, I can't stand pocket scale. I don't see the appeal. I don't get the hype. That's just a me thing.
Yeah, I just I just have always wanted a deluxe class dread of Hatchet because I've had Crowbar for the, actually funny enough, Crowbar was the first toy I he was one of the first Transformers that I had bought when I got back into Transformers again.
So you basically have been in on Studio Series since the very beginning.
Yeah, because what happened was I got out of Transformers around like the time of like it was a little after Age of Extinction, and then I didn't buy anything from the last night, and I didn't buy anything from Combiner Wars or Titan's Return. It wasn't until Power of the Primes was in like I think Wave 2 or something, and then I didn't find out till later, but apparently when I got into Power of the Primes, Studio Series had only just started for like a couple weeks. So like it was like perfect timing when I got back into it. And so when I came back to Transformers, some of the first ones I bought were from Power of the Primes and Wave 1 of Studio Series.
Which,
And then later as the months went by, I ended up finding a couple leftovers in like thrift stores and like different like a bunch of discount stores like Ross and such. I kept finding leftover Titans Return, Combiner Wars, and The Last Night, and that's how I kind of caught up on those toy lines. But But like that is around Studio Series when it started was around the time when I came back into collecting.
So that's about as far as I got. God, I'm only 30 minutes. Oh, Jesus. Hey, can't stay long. Places to be in all. I just wanted to stop in and say hi. I like your face. Also, hashtag Studio Series Wheelie Win. You know what wheelie I mean. How about never?
Oh, speaking of, I am glad that they're fine. They finally. Now, this was a while back, obviously, but I'm really glad that we're finally getting Studio Series Jetfire again through,
Yeah,
through that anniversary pack.
honestly, I think it's really funny that Hasbro is finding every which way to just get back at scalpers. I think it's the funniest shit ever to watch them clamor
Yeah,
and
I
cling to their stock like, please, no, don't take away my value.
again going back to the thrust figure, or not thrust, the ramjet.
Dude, I've seen so many like actual scalpers that I've known for such a long time legit have mental breakdown over the fact.
We now have both ramjet and dirge outside of the Amazon exclusive 2 pack. Now it's just thrust we're waiting on.
See,
Oh,
I
and also the Cosmos and some of the other reissues as well.
yeah, and like when it comes, funny enough, when it comes specifically to Thrust, I actually did get him for a generally decent price. The price I got him for was 75, which in comparison to the close to 100 plus that most people were charging, 75 used. I'm
Yeah.
going to pass that up.
Also, by the way, technically we did get a Studio Series wheelie.
For the following we needs an updated figure. I will die on this hill. LOL. I hope all is okay. Aside from what I read, vague as it may be. Uh, you're,
Technically,
you're good,
technically
baby.
we did get the mini wheelie minifigure included with Studio Series Dark of the Moon Shockwave.
Yeah, but I personally don't count things like that because the way I see it, if it was only shoved in as a mini figure, then it does not count. If it's only shoved in as an accessory piece, it does not count.
Also, by the way, though I still have not lost those little figures. They're like literally the size of like flecks of paint.
Well, congratulations.
Like like you know that mini Optimus that was included with the Arc?
Oh, I bet that thing has been getting blocked left and right by others.
Those they're pretty much like, I think, like the smallest like fraction of a centimeter like taller than that.
Christ alive, those things are tiny.
It's a choking hazard if I ever seen one.
Isn't it the whole idea to avoid choking hazards?
Funny enough, I have not lost any of those little figures, even though I lose stuff like that all the time.
Yeah. Anyway, so hey JJ, if you want to hop into the stream, buddy, the link is in the group chat. By all means, click it and bring yourself in. Well, what's wrong with JJ?
Oh, by the way, um, I'm gonna be seeing Transformers One tomorrow.
I am helping my sister move, so I will not be, and I am very much not really all that okay with it. But at the same time, my sister's been going through enough as it is. I'm not about to cancel on her just to go see a movie.
Yeah,
Believe me, if it was up to me, I would help for a short amount of time and then go see the movie. But that's not how moves work.
yeah. I managed to find in my area, they have a bunch of the movie theaters are doing a like a special fan screening thing at like 5 p.m. and I got a bunch of tickets for me and my
Okay.
group to go see it.
Whew. I was about to say if I'm gonna have to squash a beef, I'm about to not be happy because nobody should be getting all bent. Anywho, I'm going to peace out. Much love and goodbyes all. Have a good night, V. Thanks for popping in, and as usual, stay nerdy and get your geek on. So anyway, yeah, JJ, if you did not already hear me, the link to this stream is in the group chat. So if you want to go ahead and click that and pop on in, you're more than welcome to do so.
He said earlier he can't join, unfortunately.
Oh, well, never mind then. I guess not.
So yeah, so I'll finally be able to determine tomorrow if I like the movie or not.
I'm hoping and praying the movie's good. I've heard nothing but amazing things, and usually whenever I hear nothing but amazing things, I end up disappointed.
Well, JJ really liked it.
Yeah, but I mean, let's also be real. When has JJ not liked something?
Very rarely.
Exactly. No disrespect, just making a point. So yeah, once all is said and done, I'm going to be getting all of this stuff ready to go. And then I will be helping. I'm probably going to go ahead and hop in the shower before I go to sleep to ensure that I. One thing about these damn origin zombies that I fucking hate. Their little noses don't stay in place. I'm gonna have to super glue that in at some point. But that's gonna drive me nuts. Anyways, add that in. So
Oh yeah, also I am excited because a my pre-order on the comic edition Straxus should be shipping soon.
I hear he's gonna be amazing.
I'm excited. I've always wanted a big leader class like Straxus toy, and it's based around it's retooled after the Kingdom Galvatron.
Which already has both turned people onto it and severely turned people off to it.
Personally, it kind of sold me on the figure because I love the Kingdom Galvatron.
It's super funny that you mentioned that within the group chat. We do these things that are basically just challenges amongst the group where depending on the rules you have to figure out a response. One of my challenges that I have a tendency to really slam on everybody is what is a figure that everybody collectively really doesn't like that you enjoy and you don't know why, or you do know why and you must explain precisely why.
Because there's never been another good Galvatron for Generation One outside third party.
So naturally, your one of your immediate choices will be the kingdom.
Yeah. And again, if you're not satisfied with the Kingdom Galvatron specifically, there are multiple flavors of color schemes you can pick from. There's the toy slash comic color version. There's the there's the one that's a little more cleaned up that they released in Legacy. There's the
Which is
and
the
then
one I
there's
have.
And then there's the transparent purple one that goes with Unicron, and
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
there are like there are so many flavors of that of just that mold alone, and then Stratus is just another flavor that if you really really wanted to, you could go in on. So
plus, I think the retooling on it makes it different enough that it looks like a different
why
toy
does my
compared to the
phone
Galvatron.
keep doing that? It's never done that before.
Not quite sure.
Anyways, so without being rude this time, phone, this is what we got going on. We're about 45 minutes in, and
Red Zaku.
Karazaku 2 is what this one specifically is. And the specific series it's from is the Origin.
Mm.
Uh, it's not even heating up that much. So what the hell is this? Whatever. Yeah, like I said, I've never had issues with my phone like that. And the fact that it's now choosing to have issues is kind of starting to aggravate me.
Oh yeah.
And
If the rumors are true that there is an 86 Galvatron that's supposed to be coming out next year, it could, be the one that's the successor to the Kingdom Galvatron. So those who don't like Kingdom Galvatron will get that anyway.
yeah, Kingdom Galvatron is one that I do see why people don't like it, but I also see why people do like it. Like he's very much one of those right in the middle kind of figures for me. Now
Mm-hmm.
there is a figure that could immediately speak on that I can already tell anybody who would be listening in on this would immediately tell me you're like you've lost your fucking mind. Um,
Yeah,
SS86 Blur.
I thought you did lose your mind.
That's only on Scrapyard. All right, this
Oh,
is Scrapyard. This is BC Bills. All right, I'd smack you, but I'm tired.
your table looks like a scrapyard.
I was hoping that I hit it very well, but still had to bring it up. I just don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, so I don't even remember what I was saying.
I mentioned 86 Galvatron, and then how people will take that over Kingdom Galvatron, and then we moved on to something else.
Yeah, so basically what I was going to say was Kingdom Kingdom Galvatron, that's one of the figures you would definitely say, even though a lot of people really aren't a big fan of it, you really like it. For me, it would be 86 Blur. Like next to no one likes 86 Blur.
I like the toy. I just prefer it in different, in the different versions of it.
And that's perfectly fine. But in my personal and honest opinion, I really, really like, you know, the 86 Blur mold. Just as a whole, there's something about the way that one is designed that I can't explain why. It just speaks to me.
I have the 86 Blur, I have the Velocitron Blur, the Shattered Glass Blur, and then if you want to count this, I also have Legacy Evolution, the DevCon.
I wish I had Defcon.
He's a good
I
figure.
I never got a hold of him.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I have him standing with the other mercenaries.
So I'm gonna go ahead and actually So normally I wouldn't do this, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and put the runners for this kit specifically away because I've already built the main body. To me personally, good enough. We'll come back on another stream and we will finish the build,
Go through the other runners.
go through the other runners, get the rest of the actual kit built, and then we will talk about it around about then. Because unfortunately, this is a kit that is falling victim to something that I, as a gunpla builder, have learned is an actual thing. That being basically kit burnout, where if you've built a specific body type multiple times over and over and over and over and over again, it becomes stale to you and you just can't pump it out as quick as you used to.
Oh, like buying seekers.
Hey, listen, you leave the Earthrise Seekers alone.
I'm not talking about the Earthrise seekers this time.
Yeah, this time.
I'm talking about all seekers.
So, anyway, so that said, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually just go ahead, toss this in here, and then close this up, and then set it to the side, so we can work on something that is both kind of fresh and new, as well as something that's going to be a little bit easier on me overall. So I can have fun as well as, uh, get the stream to a time of which I am okay with. So, real quick, getting these little plastic straps off. For those wondering what this is the sword and launcher striker packs for the entry grade strike Gundam.
So it's like an upgrade kit
Basically.
or like an expansion pack.
Yeah, basically. I've actually, for those who have been somewhat following my Gundam journey, I finally started watching Seed. So look forward to me possibly doing a TV with BC on that. What that actually goes into a bunch of the other things that I have been wanting to do, which is hitting y'all with some announcements. And I just realized this is to go with that. So, anyways, pulling this out. Hopefully, this won't take too long. And also, hopefully, I won't have to sit here and do too much with this. Because, I mean, come on, it's an entry grade. This should be easy. This should be quick. This should be painless. One bag of runners. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Question.
Now, I'm definitely looking forward to building these parts, but I will not be showing what the parts will look like on the actual mobile suit itself because, unfortunately, my entry grade strike is currently locked away in a closet. So I will not be able to do that yet. Okay, so we have OB, OA, and OC. So we're doing OA first. Now, one of the things about entry grade that really kind of sells the whole this is your big beginner moment the pieces on this runner specifically pop right out. Wait a minute. Hold up. I don't want to make a liar out of myself.
Most entry grades can do so.
I want to make sure. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not making an ass out of myself.
Well, I mean, you do that all the time.
Well, yeah, but still, like this is the one time where I'm genuinely trying not to. Okay, well, my mistake. So for this one specifically, you do need to use a nipper. So my
Hey, you made an ass of yourself. Congratulations.
listen, motherfucker.
Yep, that's my name. Don't wear it out.
Anyway, so like I said, the one figure that I definitely go on record to defend all the time the is 86 Blur. Another one that I definitely go out of my way to defend is 86 Cup.
I actually don't mind 86 Cup. I just don't like his. I think it's a fantastic mold. I just don't really like his facial expression that much.
Yeah, see, everybody complains about the facial expression, and you're free to your opinion. I'm not going to take that from you. But here's my counter argument: if we know him to be a crotchety old man, would you expect anything less?
Yeah, but throughout the movie, he never really had that facial expression. He always had his eyes wide open. He wasn't like squinting them all the time.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's an old man. He's constantly yelling at the sky, Turbo Revan Young Punk, I'll straighten you out. Yeah,
I think I'm also just biased toward the IDW one that has the metal cigar in his mouth.
yeah, that'd definitely probably help you to not like this design overall.
I just like my more rough and tumble old man cup.
Whereas I am very much okay with old man yelling at the sky cup.
Me, Grimlock, want to hear story.
I do love 86 Grimlock, but here's another one that I know for a fact has shocked, at least specifically TFA. Like he was like to this day, he still cannot believe I feel this way about this figure. Kingdom Tracks.
I don't hate Tracks. I just wish that he was, not as loose in the legs.
See,
But like, I think he's genuinely like a well put together and like well engineered toy. I just, wish he could
exactly,
just stand up better.
exactly.
And again, what
Realistically, there's nothing actually legitimately wrong with the toy. There
yeah,
really is.
and again, it is a problem that can be solved. You just have to find a way to tighten the joints of your preferred preference.
Exactly. And obviously, if it mattered to me that much, I'd have fixed them by now.
And
I genuinely don't feel the need to fix track.
I've even been tempted to buy the Kingdom Road Rage.
I had her at one point, and I will admit the red looks really nice on her. But unless you're really going in on the other Diaclone characters, she's really not worth your time. To me.
The one I really want the most is oh, what's his name? It's the dark repaint of Trax.
Loud pedal.
Yes. That's
Did
the one I really want them to make.
wait? Did we get a loud? Did we get a mainline loud pedal yet?
Nope.
Oh, well, damn.
That's one I'm still waiting on. The only recent modern toy we've ever gotten of him was the masterpiece, and it's been kind of up in the air.
Yeah, I've noticed that Diathlon has slowed way down. I remember when you couldn't go 5 minutes without finding out about a new Diaclone esque character.
Yeah, I think the last Diaclone related toy we got was actually no, scratch that. It was the Blitzwing repaint we just got.
Yeah, the Blitzwing repaint was literally like the most recent Diaclone action we've had since what was his face? I want to say DK3 Breaker was the last Diaclone figure we got.
I think so. I think that was it.
And like that's bearing in mind I had almost every single Diaclone esque figure and character for a while. I was missing like what, three, maybe two.
I feel like I feel like there's one that we're forgetting about, but I can't think of it. Or maybe I'm thinking of the GoBot pack.
You're probably thinking of the GoBot pack. They definitely feel like they would have been Diaclone.
Yeah, I think that's probably what I'm thinking of because they seem very Diaclone esque.
Do you at least remember the name?
The name of what?
The name of the character you were thinking of?
No. I mean, because the only other Diaclone related figure I can think of was the freaking the blue Trailbreaker, and then there was or Trail, Trailbreaker, and then there was the Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus. You could have his Delta Magnus. Uh, DK DK2 Guard.
DK2 guard really saved that Earthrise Ironhide rule for me. Because I hate that mold as G1 Ironhide or Ratchet. I genuinely hate it. But as DK2 guard, that actually kind of made it work for me.
Actually, I think I know who it was. Just let me double check.
Yeah, because I mean we had Crosscut, we had Burnout.
Hmm. I feel like there was someone in. I feel like we had. There was Diaclone Burnout in Velocitron. There was also Clampdown in Velocitron. There was Silver Streak and Buzzworthy Bumblebee, the Twin Twist in the Wreck and Rule collection. And then I could have sworn there was somebody else.
Watch, literally at some other point, it's going to come to us and we're going to sit here and be like, we couldn't remember it for the show. Damn it.
I feel like it's an exclusive I'm forgetting. Or, you know what? I could also be confusing myself with the Toxitron collection.
You know what? Give me a minute.
Or wait, I think I remember who it was.
Yeah, while you figure that out, I'm going to go do it.
Hmm.
Definitely my 1.44. There we go.
Hmm.
I realize this isn't the most professional thing to do on a live stream, but I don't give a damn. You always do. You're a
Yeah, I think I'm just confusing myself with somebody else. Because I could have sworn this was like in the Star Seekers or like the some sort of exclusive line from somewhere. I swear there was like another Diaclone repaint of somebody.
We'll figure it out in time.
Anyway,
This is the real breed, which is a fucking trash.
but yeah, either way, I'm I've been sometimes I like the Diaclone stuff because it allows you to kind of create your own character in your own universe and whatnot.
Yeah, that alone makes it a lot more fun to me. It actually is like, ooh, because it's for free, but I want English life because that's the one
Yeah.
upgrade one meant for. So
Looks like it's glitching out again. Well, guess this is now my live stream, even though I'm not building anything except the building the friendships we made along the way or whatever. I am very tired. I don't know if you can tell from Hello
Sorry
there.
about that. Did it again.
Yep.
Anyway, so so I can kind of get some of it working properly.
I don't know what it is, but maybe it's just that Hasbro finally gave up on it or something. I don't know. But I find it interesting they haven't had a new Shattered Glass figure for a little while.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting.
Because it felt like even after the comic line was done, it felt like they were still pumping out Shattered Glass figures consistently because they had the Grimlock come out, and then cut to a couple months later, we missed one, but then they ended up announcing the 2-pack, and so it kind of made up for the lack of another one. And then since the 2-pack between you know Rodimus and the Sideswipe, they haven't done another one since. And I think that was like, geez, that was like last year, like around this time last year.
So took me a minute, but here is my Great Strike. So basically, how this part is going to work is this is going to slot in behind here, and then this part is going to slot in to the front and also latch itself in right about there. So we got us. Come on, you son bitch. There we go. So yeah, there we go. It just kind of adds more of a spec to his shoulder.
I see.
So once that is in place, actually I should probably go ahead and remove this for right now. So that's the Isle Striker. Matter of fact, while I'm at it, I'll go ahead and take the shield off. Ooh.
Oh yeah, technically Hasbro did also do something else with Shattered Glass. They did reissue the Optimus and Ratchet 2-pack.
The Optimus and Ratchet 2-pack.
Yeah, the Shattered Glass Generation Selects 2-pack. They did technically reissue that, and I actually found it in a GameStop not too long ago.
Oh right, yeah, that one.
They did reissue that shortly after the 2-pack with Rodimus, and so I mean I guess that technically counts, but and then again they did technically announce that DLX Shattered Glass Rodimus, but I mean
Yeah, but
it's not the
who?
quote unquote main line stuff like they usually stick with.
Yeah, the main line is what I would rather they do.
If they were going to make another one, I have some of the ones I would like to see is maybe like Shockwave.
Mainly because he would be in Metal Hawks colors,
Mm-hmm.
and like the Japanese continuity fanboy in me would love to see that.
And then I feel like there was another one I also wanted to see. It was I've been wanting to see more like the reason why I say Shockwave is because I want to see more Shattered Glass Decepticons, because as of right now, the Autobots outweigh the Decepticons.
In almost every single way.
Yeah. And even then, one of the Decepticons kind of doesn't even count because Firebird doesn't necessarily belong in Shattered Glass. Because technically she's not a Shattered Glass original character. She's just the character they put into Shattered Glass.
Yeah, I don't understand why they did that. I really don't.
It was just an easy repaint and a way to get people to buy a Shattered Glass figure.
It was literally a case of they just sat there and went, "We know you're gonna buy it. We know you will."
Because again, they put the comic book with it, and then it's Firebird herself, and that's a character everyone's kind of wanted, and it's on a mold that everyone kind of sort of liked, and so it's like, hey, are you gonna buy
Isn't
it? Are you gonna buy it?
isn't her name actually Flame War?
Well, yeah, Flame War, but yeah, either way, and in my honest opinion, that is the best figure of the Prime RC universe mold.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that mold here because I did get a chance to experience that mold, and I am not a fan of it.
And
Like,
then, oh, what was the other thing I was gonna say? Anyway, point is, I just thought it was weird that like Hasbro was like really consistent in doing shattered glass figures, and then they've really been like, they just kind of stopped doing it.
it's almost like they're trying to distance themselves.
Or maybe someone was like, hey, we can't just keep doing repaints of we can't keep doing these shattered glass repaints. We need to put our focus on, like, because I did notice they've been doing more and more exclusives a lot more this year, like that are outside Hasbro Pulse. Like they have a bunch of they have the whole Star Seekers subline. There's the whole Mayhem and Destruction subline going on Amazon, and then there's the what was the other one? There's also there's a couple Target exclusives that trickle out here and there, like the Wheeljack and such. Like I noticed they've been putting a lot of focus on exclusives.
Yeah, that's definitely something that they have been doing a lot more lately, that I've noticed at least.
I still want to find Cannonball out of the Star Seekers.
Yeah, the Star Raider line, I'm after Cannonball, Thundertron, and Barrack.
Yeah. I still need to buy a deluxe class. What's his face? Burnout.
The Diaclone?
Or no, not Burnout. Why did I say Burnout? Sideburn. Why did I say Burnout? Because we were talking about Diaclone stuff earlier, so I have that name on the mind. Sideburn. I still need to buy deluxe Sideburn.
I mean, you already know I have it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that
just
that
saying
that shouldn't come as a surprise. Of course, I have it.
the reason why I still want him is not just because I want a Sideburn, but it's also because I want him to go along with the Omega Prime next year.
Yep, that's pretty much precisely where my copy of Sideburn is getting moved as soon as I get my Omega Prime in hand.
And and again, I want to buy him sooner than later when his value will start going up more, and then when Omega Prime comes out, I'm sure his value will spike even more.
Exactly.
Because again, that's what happened with Galaxy Shuttle. Galaxy Shuttle was already hard enough to get, and then as soon as Star Saber came out, his price spiked up even more because everyone wanted to buy him to go with Star Saber.
Who again?
Galaxy Shuttle,
All right, that reject.
which again he got reissued again.
And now so many scalpers are clamoring, and I find it oh so satisfying.
They're crying at their monitors right now, spitting chips all over their keyboard. Oh yeah, I was just thinking recently. I also think it's weird that Hasbro hasn't said anything about a new, or maybe they will on Tuesday. I don't know, but I'm surprised they haven't announced another Universal Monsters figure.
They might. We don't know yet.
Because they always seem to announce one like at the last minute, and it always releases like too late around Halloween, except for the people who manage to get one like a little early just before.
Yeah, I have been noticing that too.
Because Draculus came out literally for me, mine didn't show up until like November 5th, and then my Frankentron never showed up until like January or like December. So like it's like they seem to have this time frame of like they have the pre-order release during Halloween, but the figure doesn't come out till after Halloween.
Yeah, that gets old. So my question
And
is, who is going to be the next Universal monster?
if I had to take a guess, the easiest one for them to do would probably be um probably the werewolf.
And at that point, we already know what mold they're going to do because they can.
Because again, it's literally just going to be a robot into a wolf, which is pretty easy. And then when it turns into robot mode, it'll just have like more wolf like features.
Yep.
But if they wanted to go the extra mile, they wanted to do something a little bit more complicated, like the Frankentron, because the Frankentron had a lot of extensive retooling. Um, they could probably do something with like Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Okay, interesting pick. What would you actually choose as its mold?
That's the only problem. I don't know, because the thing is, me personally, what I would want to pick, it's something Hasbro would never use. I would want them to heavily retool or do something similar to like one of the Seacons.
Okay, I can kind of see that.
Again, just literally have it be like a fish man that transforms into like a big robot fish. Either that, or they could have it turn into like a boat or a submarine or something. Or heck, even like one of those. You could even have it if they wanted it to be a brand new mold. They could, or like a very heavily retool. They could have it transform into one of those like swamp skimmer vehicles. Those like swamp boats with like the big like the giant like propeller on the back.
Yeah.
And then something I would also want to see them do with like a brand new mold, or again, it could be like a clever heavy retool of something if they really tried. It'd be cool if they tried like a something with like the mummy, and you have it transform into like a king cobra or something.
Okay, that would be pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
And if not a king cobra, you could simplify it and make it turn into like a jackal. Or another idea I also had, you could do the mummy, and it's a heavy retool of one of the Insecticons, like Bombshell, and it transforms into like a scarab.
Okay.
Something along those lines, though, because again, me personally, the snake is the one I would want, or either that or the jackal. But I putting my mind in the mindset of Hasbro trying to retool from an easy mold, I could see the Bombshell thing being the easy cop out.
Yeah.
Because in Insecticons are nothing new to Transformers, so it's an easier retool repaint. The only problem is I don't know what movie from Universal Monsters is having a anniversary, because that might clue in as to which one it would be.
Yeah, that's something we would definitely need to look into.
Because Dracula was having his 90th anniversary at the time, and Frankenstein had its like 85th or something, or also its 90th. I can't remember.
So at that point, we would need to look into it and see which one's next.
So we'll have to kind of see which one has its next anniversary coming up, and maybe that'll narrow it down.
So here is the Launcher Striker.
Ooh.
And as you can see, big ass cannon.
Yeah, pretty much. Is he
So,
overcompensating for something?
oh, you want overcompensation? I'll show you overcompensation.
Hmm.
Uh, Whether
Mm,
we will get the full overcompensation tonight is honestly up in the air because
mm.
we are now officially going on almost an hour and a half.
Yeah, and I'm actually kind of starting to doze off a little bit.
So I will go ahead and end this here in just a moment.
I don't want to turn into Rob and fall asleep on stream.
Fucking Rob.
Oh, but yeah, there is been a lot of Transformer stuff today, and I'm sure we're not going to hear the end of it on for the next like week or so because the anniversary and Transformers One officially coming out next weekend, and a lot of stuff happening.
Do I even?
Also, I do find it convenient that they definitely planned for Trent. They planned it well so that Transformers One could come out during the same week as the Transformers anniversary was happening.
Yeah, they definitely did plan that around that. And I just realized I don't have a specific part needed to do the overcompensation mode. There's a specific other thing I need to buy. Okay, well, I guess we're definitely coming back to this at some point. So,
All
yes,
right then.
so we will be going ahead and drawing this episode of BP builds to a close. But before I do that, there is something that I do definitely need to. I do definitely got to mention a few things before. Well, I obviously hop off. So the obvious thing, this is my hope this makes up for it stream because again we were supposed to do scrapyard tonight and it wasn't going to work out.
And so this is kind of a placeholder for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I felt a little obligated to join on. Plus, I didn't want you to be talking to yourself.
Eh, it wouldn't have been that big a deal at the end of the night. That said, um, so the next review that's coming out is going to be Party Wallop.
Nice. I still need to catch up on my Party Wallop video. It's funny because I had the motivation to do my review on him, and then when it finally got time to record the video, I had no idea what to say, and so I just ended up putting him on the back burner and went with a review I actually knew what to do, and then I'll just be like, I'll just come back to him later, and I'll probably have some better clarity on that one. Plus, even then, I'm behind on doing Magmatron's video, so that's why I also pushed him ahead of Party Wallop.
Oh, trust, I'm very behind on how many of these figures I need to get videos out for.
Magmatron's, I just put out a review on the Studio Series TF1 Optimus, and Magmatron's the next one up.
Exactly. So,
And I might try to squeeze in some sort of like Transformers anniversary like review or something that I'll upload on Tuesday or something.
so that said, another major announcement that I'm going to make is TV with BC may very well be making a comeback. There is something that I have been dying to talk about, and I think that TV with BC is going to be the perfect format to do that with. So look forward to that. Um, but one other thing, and I'm going to take this as an opportunity to really show it off. Evolutions is not ready to go, at least not yet. Howsoever, there is something of a bit of an update to it, and that's this.
Ooh.
What this is, I will not be revealing, but just know that is going to play a major part in the story. Next week we're back on Scrapyard, and hopefully next week we will also be finally actually sticking to the weekly schedule of when I'm supposed to do BC builds, so that I can actually, burn the backlog.
Also, out of curiosity, are we just pushing the same topic to next scrapyard, or did you have something in particular?
So whenever we take time away from the show, like a very, very long period of time away from the show, instead of trying to get everybody to focus in on a topic, I go into we get back into the swing of things with a free for all, where we sit down, we talk, we go through the motions on a few things, figure some
Mm-hmm.
stuff out, and then obviously as soon as we finally kind of get our bearings back to where we know what we're doing and what to say, how to say it.
Go at each other's throats for a couple minutes.
Exactly. Like, kind of really allow people to kind of settle back in. That's when we will, that's when we will definitely be, getting back into the topics. And then that's when we're really going to start getting back into the nitty gritty of things. So as it stands right now, don't expect a whole lot come next week. Just know that we will be hard at work. We will be hard at work making sure that things get done properly.
Mm.
Other than that, I mean, I had some other announcements that I was going to make, but I think I'm going to go ahead and save those for next week. So, with
All
that
right then.
said, thank you, Brish, for coming on. I appreciate it. And,
Mm-hmm.
again, this is a scrapyard. No need to do all the other extra BS. Simply just thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode.